sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going deep today.
Ooh, deep.
Into the hidden burdens that can come with those big dreams and desires we all have.
Yeah, we always think desire is this like positive thing, a good thing, a motivating thing.
Right. But there's another side.
There's this whole other side to it, isn't there?
Yeah, and that's what we're going to unpack today.
Yeah.
Using an excerpt called The Hidden Burden of Your Heart's Desires. Taking responsibility and growing with patience.
It's a good one.
It really is. It's one that makes you think differently about how you're approaching things.
Yeah, definitely. It's not about like giving up on your dreams,
right?
But just being smarter about how you're going after those things and hopefully making it more likely that you actually achieve them.
Yeah, and the excerpt starts off by talking about this paradox of desire.
Oh, yeah.
We all have those big, audacious dreams, but the source argues that getting too fixated on them can backfire.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why would that be?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with our brains and how they're wired. When we focus intensely on an outcome, like especially a really desirable one, our brains release dopamine.
Oh.
Which is like a feel-good chemical, and that feels great, at first.
Sure.
But the problem is if we constantly chase that dopamine hit by like obsessing over the goal, we just end up wanting more and more.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a hamster wheel of desire.
Right.
You're running and running, but not really getting anywhere.
So it's not the desire that's the problem.
Right.
It's how our brains get hooked on that.
It's the anticipation.
The wanting.
The anticipation. Yeah, and I can relate to that.
Totally. And the excerpt actually compares this to like planting a seed.
Okay.
You wouldn't expect a tiny seed to sprout into a giant tree overnight.
No.
Right? It needs time nourishment,
yeah.
right conditions. It's the same with our desires. Expecting instant gratification is just going to set us up for disappointment.
Yeah, I'm starting to see how this burden of desire
kind of plays out. But if we shouldn't be focusing just on the end goal, what should we be doing instead?
Well, the source emphasizes shifting our focus from outcome to process.
Okay.
Instead of obsessing over that future achievement, we should try to find joy in the steps that we're taking along the way.
Okay.
Each action we take, each effort we make becomes its own little victory.
That makes sense. But I guess I wonder, isn't there a risk of like losing sight of the big picture if we're too focused on the day-to-day? Like, how do we make sure that we're still moving towards our goals?
I think it's not about ignoring the destination.
Oh, okay.
It's more about appreciating the journey. Think of it like a road trip. The destination is great.
Yeah.
But it's all the stuff that happens along the way.
Right.
The unexpected detours, the conversations you have with the people you're with, the scenery you see.
Right.
That's what makes it memorable.
Yeah.
And it's the same with like going after a dream.
Okay. That's a good analogy. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's not just about reaching the summit. It's also about
climb.
Yeah, enjoying the climb. But let's be real.
Yeah.
The climb isn't always easy.
No.
How do we deal with those inevitable challenges that come up? The source actually talks a lot about embracing challenges, even failures.
That's a tough one.
It is. And to be honest, I'm struggling with that. Like, I'm not sure how that actually helps you achieve a goal.
Yeah, I think it's easy to see challenges as like setbacks, as signs that you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
But the source kind of flips that script.
Okay.
And says challenges are actually opportunities for growth.
Okay.
It's like when you lift weights, when you lift weights, you're creating tiny tears in those muscle fibers.
Right.
And it's the process of repairing those tears that actually makes the muscle stronger.
So you're saying that even failure or challenges are actually making you stronger, better equipped.
For sure. Think about any skill that you've mastered, like playing an instrument, learning a new language.
Yeah.
Even like cooking.
Yeah.
Were there times when you wanted to give up?
Oh, yeah. Tons.
When you messed up or felt like you weren't making any progress?
Definitely. I remember when I first started learning to code.
Oh, yeah.
I was so lost.
Yeah.
There were so many times I just wanted to
throw the computer out the window.
Throw my computer out the window, literally just give up.
Yeah.
But the more I stuck with it, the more those challenges became like little puzzles to solve. And each solution brought me closer to my goal.
And that's exactly what the source is getting at.
Okay.
Each challenge that we overcome builds resilience. which is basically that ability to bounce back from setbacks and adapt to change.
So challenges aren't roadblocks. They're
they're detours that can actually lead you to a better outcome, even if it's not the one you originally imagined.
That's a good way to look at it. It's like reframing. So it's about shifting our mindset from like fear and avoidance to like curiosity.
To like embracing it.
Embracing, yeah. So we've talked about shifting that focus from outcome to process. We've talked about how challenges can actually be opportunities for growth. What about the rest of our lives? Our relationships, our work, our health, all those other pieces.
They all fit in somehow.
Yeah. How do they fit into this puzzle of achieving our dreams?
Well, that's where the source's emphasis on balance comes in.
Yeah.
It's like you can't achieve your desires at the expense of everything else.
Right.
It's about finding that balance.
Yeah.
Where your dreams actually complement and enhance your well-being.
Right.
Your relationships, your overall sense of purpose.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I know I've been guilty of getting so like laser focused on a goal that I end up neglecting other parts of my life, and it never really works out.
No. It's like you're building a house on a shaky foundation.
Okay.
No matter how grand the structure is. If the foundation's weak, the whole thing's going to crumble.
Right.
The source actually uses this analogy of a three-legged stool.
Oh, okay.
Each leg represents a key area. Relationships, well-being, and authenticity.
Okay, I like that. So let's break it down. First leg, relationships.
Yeah.
Why are strong connections so crucial for achieving our dreams?
Well, the source argues that going after big dreams can be isolating.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when we encounter setbacks or face criticism from others.
Sure.
Having a strong support system, family, friends, mentors can make all the difference.
Yeah.
They can provide encouragement when you're feeling discouraged.
Right.
Celebrate your wins.
Yeah.
Offer a different perspective when you get stuck in your own head.
It's like having a team of cheerleaders in your corner, constantly reminding you of your strength.
Yeah.
And helping you get back on track when you stumble.
Exactly. They give you that emotional grounding and sense of belonging that you really need.
Right. Especially when you're pushing yourself.
Oh, for sure. When you're stepping outside your comfort zone.
Exactly. Okay, so strong relationships are like that first sturdy leg of our stool. What about well-being? How does that factor into achieving our desires?
Well, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
If you're not taking care of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, you're not going to have the energy or the focus or the resilience to actually go after your dreams effectively.
It's like trying to run a marathon on an empty stomach.
Totally. Yeah.
I know when I'm sleep deprived or stressed out,
yeah,
I'm definitely not at my best.
It's hard to think creatively or make good decisions when you're running on fumes.
Exactly.
And that's what the source is saying.
Okay.
Neglecting our well-being can lead to burnout anxiety, even resentment towards the very dreams that we're trying to achieve.
So taking care of ourselves isn't selfish.
No.
It's actually essential.
It's essential. It's like recognizing you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
You need to prioritize self-care.
Right.
It's exercise, healthy eating, sleep, stress management, whatever fills your cup.
Yeah.
So that you can show up as your best self in all areas of your life.
And that includes going after your dreams.
Yeah, exactly.
This reminds me of something I read recently about the importance of rest.
Oh, yeah.
It was saying that rest isn't just about recharging your batteries. It's actually when a lot of creative processing happens in your brain.
That's interesting.
So even though it might feel like you're not being productive, taking breaks can actually lead to like breakthroughs and new insights.
Totally. It's like allowing the dough to rise before baking bread.
Yeah.
That rest time is crucial for the final product.
Right.
And it's the same with our dreams.
Okay.
Giving ourselves permission to rest, to step away from that constant striving, can actually lead to greater clarity and inspiration.
Okay, so we've got strong relationships as the first leg of our stool. Well-being is the second. What about that third leg, authenticity? What role does that play?
Well, the source argues that it's really easy to get caught up chasing desires that are driven by external expectations, societal pressures, or even just like fear of missing out.
Right.
But when we're not true to ourselves, when we're trying to fit into a mold that doesn't really resonate with our values or passions or our own unique quirks, we end up feeling empty, even if we achieve those external goals.
It's like wearing a costume that doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It might look good from the outside.
Totally.
But it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah. Inauthentic.
Inauthentic on the inside.
And that feeling of dissonance can lead to all sorts of problems.
Like what?
Self-doubt, anxiety, even a sense of purposelessness.
Okay.
The source suggests that true fulfillment comes from aligning our actions with our values, our passions, our authentic selves.
So it's not just about achieving a goal.
Right.
It's about who we become in the process.
Exactly. It's about asking ourselves, does this desire truly resonate with me? Does it align with my values? Does it bring me joy?
Right.
Or am I chasing this because I feel like I should? Or because I'm trying to impress someone else?
Those are tough questions.
They are.
But important ones.
But important,
Because if we're not pursuing dreams that are truly our own, then what's the point?
Exactly. The source reminds us that our dreams aren't meant to be burdens.
Right.
They're meant to be expressions of our authentic selves.
So how do we know if a desire is truly our own or if it's coming from somewhere else?
Well, the source has a really simple but powerful exercise.
Okay, what is it?
Tune into your body.
Okay.
Notice how you feel when you think about that desire. Do you feel a sense of expansion, excitement, alignment?
Yeah.
Or do you feel a tightness in your chest, a sense of dread, like a little voice whispering, this isn't really you?
Wow, that's a good tip. It's about paying attention to those subtle cues from our bodies and our intuition.
Okay, so we've got our three-legged stool, strong relationships, well-being, and authenticity.
Those are the foundations.
Yeah, those are the foundations for pursuing our dreams in a healthy way.
Yeah, in a sustainable way.
But I'm still curious about the practical steps. Like, how do we actually go from dreaming to doing?
That's where the final section of the source gets really interesting. Yeah, it talks about the how-to.
Yeah. How do we actually, like, put all this into practice and start taking those steps towards our goals?
It starts by reminding us that achieving big dreams is a process.
Okay.
It's not about overnight success.
Right.
It's about respecting where we are right now.
Yeah.
Acknowledging our current capabilities, but at the same time, planning for growth.
Yeah. You can't run a marathon without training first, right?
Exactly.
You have to kind of start with where you are and gradually build up your strength and your stamina. The source uses this phrase, I love, cut your coat according to your size.
Okay.
It's about being realistic, working within our current limitations.
Yeah.
But also recognizing that those limitations can expand over time.
Right, with effort and dedication.
Exactly.
So it's not about lowering our expectations.
Right, it's about being strategic.
Being strategic, yeah.
Taking things one step at a time.
Yeah, it reminds me of that saying, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Totally.
But even with those small steps, it can be easy to get discouraged, especially when we're facing challenges or setbacks.
For sure.
What does the source suggest for, like, staying motivated through those tough times?
Well, gratitude plays a huge role.
Okay.
The source really emphasizes the power of shifting our focus from what we lack to what we already have. When we cultivate gratitude, it's like putting on a pair of rose-colored glasses. We start to see all the abundance in our lives, the progress we've already made. And that can be really motivating.
Yeah, instead of feeling like we're always chasing something that's just out of reach, we can actually start to appreciate the journey itself.
Totally.
The small wins along the way.
It's like that saying, enjoy the little things.
Yeah.
For one day, you may look back and realize they were the big things.
Exactly. And the source even suggests some, like, really simple ways to cultivate gratitude.
Yeah.
Like keeping a gratitude journal.
Oh, yeah.
Where you just write down 3 things you're thankful for each day.
Yeah.
It sounds so basic, but it can really shift your perspective.
It can.
I've tried it before.
Yeah.
And it is really powerful. And you start to notice those good things, even on the tough days.
And that increased awareness can help us stay more positive and resilient, even when we are faced with those challenges.
Right. Which, let's be honest, are going to happen, no matter how well we plan or how positive we try to be.
Life throws curveballs.
It does. It throws curveballs.
Sure.
And sometimes those curveballs knock us off course.
Yeah.
So what does the source suggest for dealing with those moments when things don't go according to plan?
It comes back to that idea of reframing challenges as opportunities.
Okay.
So instead of seeing setbacks as failures, we could view them as feedback, as valuable lessons that are helping us course correct and ultimately leading us to a better outcome.
So it's about being adaptable, being willing to adjust our sails when the wind changes.
Totally.
Recognizing that the path isn't always linear.
It's a winding road.
It's a winding road.
With twists and turns.
Exactly. And that's where qualities like patience, resilience, adaptability become so crucial.
Yeah. The Source really emphasizes that.
Okay.
They're like essential tools for navigating all those ups and downs.
Right. Because if we're too rigid, too attached to a specific outcome, we're going to get discouraged
for sure
when things inevitably change. But if we cultivate patience and resilience, we're going to be more likely to bounce back.
Exactly. It's about having that long-term vision.
Yeah.
That belief in yourself and your dreams.
Okay.
But also being flexible and open to adjusting your approach as needed.
Yeah, I love that. It's about being both determined and adaptable.
Yeah.
You got to have that fire in your belly, but also be willing to kind of flow with the river.
Right.
So we've got the mindset shifts, the practical tools, the importance of balance and resilience. What's the ultimate takeaway here? Like, what's the core message that the Source wants us to walk away with?
The Source ends with a really powerful statement. You are everything you want to be.
Wow.
It's this beautiful reminder that the potential is already within us.
Yeah. It's about recognizing our own worthiness, believing in our capabilities, trusting that we have the power to create the life we envision.
It's about stepping into that power.
Yeah.
Taking ownership of our dreams and pursuing them with confidence and courage.
And it's not just about the destination. It's about the journey. The person we become along the way.
Exactly.
It's about embracing the challenges, celebrating the small wins.
Yeah.
Cultivating that gratitude and remembering that we are enough just as we are.
Beautifully said. And as the Source says, celebrate your growth. Embrace the present and face the future with confidence.
That's so good.
Oh.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to thank you for sharing your insights.
It's been my pleasure.
And to all of you listening, we hope this has sparked some new ideas and inspired you to pursue those dreams with that renewed purpose and passion.
Yeah.
Remember, you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to.
That's right.
Keep moving forward, keep growing, keep believing in yourself.
Yes.
And never stop chasing those dreams.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I